Welcome back. Let's look at the Excel components that are below the ribbon. We've just, in the previous video, we looked at the ribbon and all the things that we find on the ribbon. Now let's look at the Excel components that are found below the ribbon. Below the ribbon, we have this name box, which names the cell that we will have highlighted. Let's say, for example, if I click here on this cell, the cell is A1. So A1 will be showing me the name of the cell that I am in. And this is where I can type any data that I want to put in that cell. And if I move my mouse there, it will tell me that this is a name box. And to the right of the name box, we have this insert function, which will insert our formulas. And then we have the formula bar, which acts in a dual purpose. You can put a formula there, or it will show you the contents of the cell that will have highlighted or will have clicked on. Now, inside the Excel worksheet, there are cells. And these cells will contain our numbers, our letters, and all the data that we're going to put in Excel. Now, before I go on to talk about the cells and what a cell is and how do we denote a cell, let me just draw your attention to the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. You will see this minus and plus, and there's 100% here, or whatever percentage yours is going to show, it's fine. This is just zooming. You can zoom into your Excel spreadsheet anytime you want by clicking this plus here, and as you can see, it will zoom in, and I will be able to see these cells bigger than they were showing previously. So I'm just doing this. Let me bump them to 300 so that you'll be able to see what I'm going to be doing here, because now the cells appear bigger than they actually are in real size. But it doesn't change the size of your document. It just changes the view, how you see your cells on your computer. Now, if you look at the cells, at the top of the cells, there are letters. And on the left-hand side of the cells, there are numbers. The top here where we have cells are called columns. And these columns meet rows. The rows are the ones with numbers. So where a row and a column meet is the name of our cell. All these cells that we have in Excel are given names for a particular reason. The reason is when we want to call them, when we are manipulating the data inside them, we should know which cell we are working with. If we are going to be able to write formulas that are accurate, we want to be able to say the contents of cell D1 or D10 multiplied by the contents of cell B2. If we don't do that, then we will not be able to reference our cells in a proper manner. And as you've already heard me saying now, these cells are labeled, or they are named by looking at the letters at the top, which are columns, and the numbers on the left, which are rows. And we start with the letters and then the numbers, which is called the A1 referencing. And if I'm going to click here, this is B3, which is where column B meets row 3. So this cell is called cell B3. And it's quick to you'll be quick to notice that, because it is a bit grayed on both the 3 and the B. And if we go back to our name box here, we will be able to see the name of this cell as cell B3. So it's easier that way. And if you go down here, you will see where it says here sheet 1. Yours could be saying sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. It is because on the settings, remember, under file options, you can set the number of sheets that each workbook will bring when you open Excel. You can set it to any number that you want. Usually the default in other applications is 3, but on 2019 the default most of the times will be 1. Don't worry about that, because at any given time you can add the number of sheets that you want by clicking the plus sign that is to the right of sheet 1. So if I click on sheet here, it says new sheet, and I now have sheet 1 and sheet 2, and I can toggle between these two, sheet 1 and sheet 2. For you to be able to tell that I am in sheet 1 and in sheet 2, if I am in sheet 1, it is the one that I have magnified, so you can see my cells are big. If I am sheet 2 is not magnified, and you can see my cells are small. That is another way of showing you that I am toggling between these two different sheets. If I want another one, I can just click here, and now I have sheet 3. But notice that after I clicked here, I was on sheet 1, so when I clicked, the sheet came to next to sheet 1. It didn't come after sheet 2. But if I'm in sheet 2, if I click sheet 2 and then I click plus, the sheet will come to the right of the one that I have clicked. That's why now it says sheet 1, sheet 3, sheet 2, sheet 4. Do not worry yourself about that, because you can also rename these sheets easily by double clicking this sheet 1 and saying probably Jan, and double clicking sheet 2 and saying Feb, and double clicking sheet this one and saying March, and double clicking sheet 4 and sorry, I didn't double click on this one. I need to double click on sheet 4 and call it April, like that. So you can rearrange your sheets by just clicking them and dragging them and putting them where you want, or you can just double click and rename them, or you can right click on any of these sheets and you go and click rename, and you will be able to rename the sheet. We're going to be talking about this when we talk about tab color and all the other things that have to do with sheets. But for now, I just wanted you to see that you can add sheets as many as you want, and you can even rename them or rearrange them. Moving on to the right here, the scroll bars. As you've seen, I've blown my worksheet, so you might not be able to see a lot. So I will have to use these bars now to move around and show more data on my Excel. And I also have them vertical and horizontal. And now, lastly, I'm going to come back here to the zooming function, and I can just reduce it back to 100 so that you see how this zooming function works. So this is all about understanding the cells in the Excel workbook. We'll see you in the next video.